going to do a clutch replacement on my Suzuki VZ800. I'm going to mainly do this video for the MIG forums. I haven't done a video in a while, but to begin, we're going to loosen the clutch cable here. Pull this rubber back, loosen this up all the way. Loosen up the lock nut and the adjuster nut here, and take the clutch arm off. Alright, and then you're gonna have to remove front exhaust and remove all the bolts around this. Make sure you have, I'm replacing it with a Barrett clutch kit. I'm doing plates and fibers and all. And also, you want to make sure you have a new gasket. Just have that handy. I did the springs, upgraded the springs of mine recently. Well, I shouldn't say recently, about a year ago. And I'm going to go ahead and replace the gasket. Probably always have one on hand. Also, I'll let you know I ordered... Okay, oh, sorry about that. Also, I went ahead and ordered the clutch pressure plate bolts. These are very soft bolts. They've broken on people. You hear horror stories about it. So, and speaking of that, you're going to torque them with an inch-pound. The manual suggests 7 foot-pounds, or we can do 84 inch-pounds. And it's just a little more precise way of doing it, since there's a problem with these bolts. I'm going to leave the ones that I have in there, but just in case we break some, I got those handy so we can do this whole job. I'm going to go with this new motor oil. Oh, well, new to me, never used it before. Castro motorcycle wet clutch oil, the 10W40. Got the plate soaking. Barnett, I'm sorry, I said Barrett earlier. Barnett suggests 15 to 20 minutes of soaking prior to installing. They need to expand. Some people do it 24 hours. I mean, it's not going to hurt it doing 24 hours, but at least do it 20 minutes. If you just put them in there and start at the job, it should be sufficient by the time you get to putting them in. So I'm going to get on to taking the exhaust off and the clutch and everything, and I'll be back. Alright, got the front exhaust off. Just pulled the header off. Got the clutch arm and the clutch cable removed. So now we're going to take out all these bolts around here. Oh, oil drained, of course. I guess I should have mentioned that. And we'll continue on. Okay, got the cover off, clutch cover. There's the clutch basket, the pressure plate. And here's all the screws that you need to, bolts you need to be careful with. They're pretty weak. There's the cover. The gasket's still on here from a year ago or so when I did it, but I'm still going to replace it. Anyway, so I'm going to loosen these up and we'll get into the clutch. Let me just make note on this bike, in this clutch. Certain bolts are longer than others, certain springs are longer than others, so make sure you know where you're taking them out, where you're putting them back in. Alright, so I'm going to start pulling these plates off, and I'm just going to try to keep them in order. Just hang them up over here. And my suspicions were right. This clutch is burnt up. So I was having some slipping issues. So I don't know if you can see how purple and burnt that is. It's pretty bad, actually. Alright, and these friction plates have a smooth side and a sharp side. The sharp side goes out, or the rounded side goes in. The sharp side goes out. So we'll just try to keep them in order here so I know how they go back. I might need 2 hands for this, so anyways, we'll just pull them all off. I also want to make note that there's one fiber. Well, this is the old one, so it doesn't matter if all that stuff is sticking to it. That is a different size of the rest of the fibers, and that's the very last one that comes off your clutch basket. Okay, so just make note, even in the let me see if I can find it. The Barnett clutch kit even has a note in here. Note that one or more of these friction plates in this kit is a different size than the other, larger in size, diameter, wider, drive tabs, etc. Refer to your service manual for proper. All right. So we know that that's the last one. So that's the first one that's going to go in. And just to give you a comparison of the old plates and the new plates, see how purple burnt that old plate is? I mean, just, I can't believe I've been riding it like this, to be honest. Anyways, I knew I was having some slipping issues, so here we go. We're going to put the new one in. And anyways, it just goes in reverse order, making sure that that odd size one goes first. And it's fiber plate, fiber plate, fiber plate, all the way out, okay? Alright, one of the most important things here, oops, can't see that. Alright, an inch-pound torque wrench for these bolts. And do your diagonal. Just be careful here. Be cautious. Err on the side of not enough, I guess. You know, I'm saying put it enough, but don't second guess yourself. But be cautious here. And 84 inch-pounds or 7 foot-pounds, I would suggest using this. This is what I used last time. Didn't break anything. So let's hopefully it'll go the same way this time. Alright, success. 84 inch-pounds, nothing broken. Alright, now what I like to do is I go around and clean up the edge here where there's little particles of gasket with just a razor blade or something. Just make sure I'm going to get a tight seal back around. We'll put on the new gasket, put on the clutch cover, put all the bolts in, hook up the clutch cable, put the exhaust back on, so everything backwards. And then we're going to adjust the clutch. And on this particular bike, they like a ½ inch of play in the lever and the handlebar up there. It's kind of a touchy little thing, but you know, I'll if I choose to turn the camera back on between now and then, I'll explain some of that. But other than that, that's it. Just follow the plates as you take them out, hang them up, or put them down on the ground, however you want to keep track of them. I also, you know, keep track of my bolts, where they came out of. I'm going to put marks down in these gasket holes. Same with these, you know. Another kind of thing, if you look in the manual, the longer bolts have the long brace or line here on the right side and the short one on the left. So this would be long, this would be long, this would be long, this would be long. So the short ones are opposites. But anyways, you know, just keep track of all that. Oh, the other thing, make sure the grooves of this shaft are pointed and out this way and line up with the grooves on the inside of your clutch cover, so the clutch arm will have something to engage in. If it's this way, there's going to be nothing for it to engage in. It's not going to pull the basket. Alright, so just something else to be cautious about when you're putting it back together.